Hello and welcome to episode 2 now of my Minecraft Let's Play. So as you can see behind me, I've paved over the upper level of the fortress straight over the villager trading hall, which will be in the sewers, and this little podium section behind me is where we will be building our automatic storage system. So let's get straight to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put down chests all around the edges of this little podium here. What we're going to do is we're going to have hoppers in the back of those chests filtering down all around from the storage system itself. So here we are, finished doing that now. And here is the back, just showing you the hoppers and how they filter down. So here is the actual redstone circuit we will be using. It's best off to watch a proper tutorial if you want to build one of these yourself. I'm pretty sure this is Impulse's design, although it's pretty much the standard item sorter that most people use these days. It essentially consists of a hopper going into a comparator with some redstone dust, a repeater down there, and a redstone torch. So we've finished this all around the outside now, and now we're ready to get the water stream in the top. But first, what we're going to do is we are going to put our filter items in the hoppers in order to item lock them. So here we are now, it's pretty much finished. This exterior is by no way the actual finished design of how it's going to look. I've refrained from building it up yet or really decorating it at all because I know there's going to be quite a lot of pipes and other buildings in this fortress that are all feed into this, and that will change the architecture. So I wanted to leave that a little bit later on, so it does look very ugly at the moment, especially when you see the cakes at top. So here is where we're going to have our overflow, just because the storage system itself isn't big enough for every single item in the game. So this is where we're going to put anything that's not produced in an automatic farm, because those are the things we need fed into this, so they're stored automatically. So I'm going to show you the top here. As you can see, we've used cakes. Now the reason we've used cakes is because they aren't full blocks, so when items travel down the sides they can pass through them into the hoppers below them. Now you can use other blocks like honey blocks, but unfortunately I do not yet have a honey farm, so cakes were pretty much the best option despite how ugly they look. So I'm just going to give you a little demonstration now of how this actually works. I'm just going to throw in some stone. And there it goes. So what it's going to do is it's going to travel around the perimeter of this system, and each time it passes the hopper with the stone in it, it's going to get funneled into the hopper. Now it does take it a few rotations round to be, completely sucked up by the hopper. That's just because the hopper doesn't actually do it fast enough. That's why I had to, instead of having like a chest where all the stuff would go into that doesn't fit any of the hopper locks. Instead, what I had to do is I had to just do it in like a full ring where it goes round, just because the hoppers weren't fast enough at actually picking items up. So now anything that goes into it that isn't in a hopper, it's just going to pretty much go around there in the rotation until it eventually despawns. So I've just got to make sure that I'm only putting things in the system that it actually stores. All the rest should go in those chests in that little shed at the back. So I said this was going to be primarily a building let's play, and we've not really done much building. We've done a lot of redstone, so what I thought we'd do is I thought we'd finish off the villager trading hall. So what I'm doing here is just putting the wall pieces in for the back wall, just so it doesn't look so plain stone. I want to give it a bit of texture. And one thing that really annoyed me was that this place didn't look enough like a sewer, so I've added in these little drainage pipes here with the water coming out. Just to give it more of a sewer vibe, because that is what it's supposed to be at the end of the day. I'm planning on adding a few more of these in around as well. As you can see, I've filled out all the walls. It looks a lot more like a cistern now, like a sewer. And we have this little building here. Now this is too small to put any real significant detail on, so it's going to look very Minecrafty, I suppose, which is fine because it's quite a small area in terms of the building inside of here, so I think it'll still look fine. But we're just going to texture up this wall a little bit, put some gaps in with these stairs. And I think after that what we're going to do is we're going to add another pipe coming in over the top where this roof will be, and I want the water pouring out of the pipe into like a little pond just in front of this building here. One thing that was really annoying me with the water is how blue it is. You know, it's supposed to be sewage water, it's supposed to have a sewage vibe, and it just looks so bright blue and cartoonish. One thing I considered doing was like downloading a world editor. That way we can actually change the biome, and we can change it to swamp water, which looks a lot more, you know, like studgy, dirty, brown water, which is exactly the kind of water we need down here, really. So that is something I might do in the future. And here we go, we just added the pipe up top here. And we want it funneling into this little pool, and then once we build the roof, it's going to have a gap where this water is draining through, like the occupants of this little sewer city had anticipated this and like structured their architecture to avoid any damage to things, or to perhaps just reflect the environment. So here we are, we've pretty much just done a very light gradient on this back wall here, and these little gaps in the wall with the dark gradient going down like in single columns, they're supposed to be like holes where sewage comes out of, and over the years of sewage has been pouring out, it's sort of darkened the stone. As you can see over here as well, I've actually added the top of this pipe in now, just to give it the look of that pipe that burst. We still have our one lone villager here. Hopefully we should get some more in there soon. I really need to make a gold farm, but I really hate making gold farms, so been putting that off as long as possible. So here we are, a few more additions. I've added the wall sections like around the perimeter with the little sewage holes in where the sewage is coming out of. Again, the cartoony blue just doesn't fit this area, so I might have to look into how to actually change the biome down here. I mean, my only issue with that is if we turn this place into a swamp biome, it could end up spawning slimes, which is, you know, I really don't want that. A little sign here just showing the capital sewers, which is what this area will be called. We finished off the roof here. Again, it's quite a simple building, the conversion building, but I think it fits the area really well. We've added a few more water streams as well, like this one over here to the left of the villager breeder. So through here we've got the little door, and this is going to go out into a different section of the sewers. Not decided what I'm going to put behind there just yet. And I think what we'll do is we'll just run up to the top of this villager breeder now and just give you a sort of bird's eye view of the place. I mean, in general, I am really happy about how this is coming together. There are some elements that I don't like about it that I'll probably change at some point. But yeah, altogether, I'm happy with how it's coming along. So I guess that pretty much wraps up this one. Thank you for watching, and have a fantastic day.